And welcome back to the Gadget Spot. Woo! It's been 2 weeks.
It has.
And quite a 2 weeks. Talking to the microphone.
I was leaning back.
What's up, my glip gloves?
My
Sorry, I
back
just
hurt.
realized how hot I came in on right there.
Well, it is hot outside.
Indeed.
That's why I'm wearing no sleeves.
I know, that's creeping me out. I can see your armpit hair.
I usually shave
It's
it. That's the embarrassing
it's
thing.
Do you
adorable.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do you not?
I used to trim mine, but then I got lazy.
I do.
I never shaved it completely,
do.
though.
I'm
shave it.
completely hairless.
You'll save.
Except
on
for the
deodorant.
top. Bam!
Is that hairless by choice, though?
Huh?
I don't
no.
think so.
Yeah.
No.
There we go.
Save a ton on deodorant. You do that though.
I'm going to turn my
Yeah.
brightness down a little
You
bit.
less swipes?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Much less.
Interesting. Welcome to the Deodorant Spot.
And you don't get your hair caught in the zipper
Nope.
when you zip it up.
Old Spice. How about you guys?
Degree.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I also use Degree.
No. Old Spice, the classic deodorant. No antiperspirant. I hate that stuff.
Well, see, I need it to,
Yeah.
to live.
To
Yeah,
survive.
I don't sweat under there.
I'm allergic to just regular deodorant.
Me
I
too,
get all,
but I'm
like,
not allergic
Ivy.
to Old Spice. I get like
But
so
I don't
itchy
want to
when I use the
smell
other
like
stuff.
what I would assume my grandpa would have smelled like.
Sometimes.
Well, they
I
have
do.
a lot of new flavors at Old Spice. Do you use the classic flavor?
I do.
Or I guess scent?
Okay.
Okay,
I
yeah. You
also
smell,
use
like, you smell like an old
flavor?
man.
I also use Fiji.
Fiji's
sometimes.
good.
Yeah, I
That's
like
a
Fiji
Fiji.
country.
smells good. I like Bear Glove.
I have a,
Bear Glove's
I have
my
a beef
favorite.
about
I
that.
haven't
How do you
tried
know
that.
who went? This is Fiji. This smells like Fiji.
Somebody
Like-
had a scout leader in Fiji.
So,
Bada bing, bada boom.
like Irish Springs. Like this is an Irish waterfall.
I
Who
don't
went
think
to a
that
water? Anybody
I
been
doubt
to a
it
waterfall?
smells anything like
no,
that.
waterfalls. Water in general stinks. So
No, fresh water smells nice. Like rain, fresh rain.
Oh
Fresh
yeah,
rain.
not that. That's the plants
Whoa,
giving off the
yeah.
fresh scent, though.
Which, by the way, up until 2 years ago, I thought that was the smell of ozone.
I love.
And then I found out that it's the plant smell.
Ozone.
Yeah.
I love the deodorant spot.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's my
We're-
favorite podcast.
We're just fascinating, aren't we? All right, let's welcome you to the Gadget Spot, where we talk about tech gadgets and video games every 2 weeks.
And
let's-
perspiration.
and apparently deodorant once in a while. Let's go ahead and introduce our panel. Owen.
Hey, I'm Owen. I'm talking on some sweet new gear, sort of, but it's really nice. And you can follow me on Twitter. That's out of context, and I wanted you to feel confused.
We'll
like
get
I
to
do.
that. We'll get to that.
Anyway, follow me on Twitter at TechNoan. I don't really have anything else.
What have you been doing with your life? I know. I just
What-
want.
what
I just
video
want to hear you say
It's
it.
horrible.
Any
what I've been
games?
doing with my life.
Any games?
Does packing my house up to move across the street count as a
Yes,
game?
that is 3D Tetris.
At least you don't have to rent a truck or anything.
That's true.
It's like you're playing a VR version
No.
of The Sims, but in real life.
People are like, "Oh, so he's moving really close." No, I mean like literally across the street.
Are you
like
gonna
I'm
get,
buying
like-
my neighbor's home?
Are you gonna get orange cones and block off the roadway?
You
I should. I think I will.
How much
Yeah, to
How
carry
much
the
bi-
big stuff.
How much bigger is the house that you're moving into?
Not much.
Does it have a better view?
Better floor plan, a better yard.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Less kids or more kids?
It's gotten
You-
the same.
I'm
amount of
guessing
kids.
he has the
Really?
same amount of
Yeah.
kids in one house as he does when he moves to the next one.
It's got that dungeon he's always wanted, though.
Yeah.
Now,
It's got, which is also known as under the porch
Please-
storage.
oh,
Yeah.
Do you got some chains in there?
Not yet. It's all
a
new. It's
drain-
all-
a
it's all-
drain-
It's all new to me. This is all. I mean, it's finally a gateway that I get to pass through.
A
so
drain where all the blood can.
That's there.
Pool.
I checked. Yep.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
Yep. Air conditioner used the same one, so I'm just gonna multitask that one.
That's good.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, Jaron.
Hey, this is Jaron. You can find me on Twitter at Jaron, Jarron. And I've been playing a lot of games lately. A lot of games. Not long.
how do you find time to
No,
play games?
you missed what he just said after that.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you say?
I've been playing a lot of games, about 10 minutes each. Yeah.
Fine.
So
It's because you've joined the PC Master Race.
Yeah,
And you can't decide where
exactly.
to focus your attention. Right?
that's exactly the problem. So I got the BioShock collection. I started playing BioShock 1. I'm like, oh, this game's really good. This is fun.
I don't
played,
overcommit though.
I played until I got too freaked out to play anymore.
So
And-
10 minutes.
Yeah. Then I started playing BioShock Infinite. I'm like, oh, this game is even better. This is one of my favorite games of all time, which is absolutely true.
You skipped from the first one to the third one?
I never played number 2.
The second one, you don't need to play him.
Yeah.
I mean, the second one's worth playing. Don't get me wrong, but there's no connecting story between 1 and 2 that happens in, or 1 and 3 that happens in 2.
But BioShock Infinite's so good. So anyway, I played that for maybe 20 minutes. Played a little bit of Monkey Island. Test that out. Oh, I played Doom on PC.
Oh,
Whoa, Monkey
where
Island.
It looks and runs the best.
Yeah, well, actually, playing Doom on PC made me appreciate how good it actually looks on Switch.
That's also true.
Yeah,
because you know where it's coming from
Uh-huh.
and what they had to do to make it run on that system.
And it actually looks good on Switch. And playing Doom on PC, it looks extremely sharp. The only thing is not all textures are 100% sharp, and so those really stick out to me playing it. So
When you play games like that
ultra settings,
on your computer, do you go Tony to where he plays with the controller,
Yeah.
or do you play it with your mouse?
I go Tony.
Really?
I go full Tony on that.
I switch back and forth. Certain games I play with a mouse and keyboard.
Because I walked in on you playing Wolfenstein with a controller, and I didn't understand that at first, and holy moly, I could not play that game with a mouse. Like, with all the different crouching and...
Yeah, you get used to it.
I could do it. I used to play first-person shooters with a mouse.
Yeah.
as a
Really?
teenager. Yeah.
Oh, with
Basically,
the-
if the first person shooter or whatever, if the game requires a lot of precision, it's still easy to do with a mouse and keyboard. Or if it's multiplayer, obviously you're going to get creamed if you're trying to use a controller on PC.
Yeah.
And then I played some Shadow of War, Middle Earth, Shadow
See,
of War.
that's a perfect example of better with a controller.
Yeah,
Than
I
keyboard
agree.
and mouse.
Third-person perspective is horrible with a mouse.
Yeah,
I think.
it's not horrible, but I don't. Especially if it's melee, it is horrible.
Do they do
I agree.
racing games
But
with a mouse and keyboard
yeah,
too?
yeah.
How?
I used to do that on the computer.
It's
Really?
way better with the controller.
Yep, it is. Then after all that was said and done, I went back to Horizon Zero Dawn, and I played that. That's probably the game I played the longest, maybe an hour and a half. And I'm like, I'm getting really far in this game. I'm gonna check my stats. Big mistake.
You're not very far.
I've played 30 hours, which is a ton for me,
That's okay.
and I'm only 50% done.
50?
50.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Ugh.
It's about a 50-hour game.
The game is so good and so long.
I loved every second of that game.
Yeah, but the emptiness that you're going to feel once that game is over.
Player's remorse.
It's like when you get done reading a really, really good book
Yep.
series
It's true.
and it's over.
Yep.
Unlike the Dark Tower, holy moly, when I finished that, I was like, finally, I'm done.
I hated that.
You didn't like the ending to that?
I
hated
loved
it.
the ending.
I
to that
actually
book.
really liked it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
even at the end where Stephen King comes in as the author and he says, "This is a good place to end for most people, but if you really want to know what happens,
Okay, that
read the next
The
part."
entire
And then
time they're talking about
I
it's a wheel.
Loved that.
I like that part. That's
Yeah.
true. I sometimes get the movie and the books confused because I dislike the movie and it put such a bad taste in my mouth. James, did you like the movie?
I have a
The
slight
Dark Tower?
story about that as well. But let's finish our introductions.
sorry.
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I finally beat a game.
Oh, what?
Tetris?
Super Mario, whatever it's called.
Super Mario Candy
Uh,
Crush.
Odyssey?
Odyssey. There we go.
Oh.
I
Well,
only,
what do you mean by
I only had like
finish?
20 minutes left in it, and I finally picked it up. I'm like, I want to finish this, and I did.
What do you mean finished?
I-
Like you
I-
beat the Bowser part?
Yeah, I got Peach back.
Cool.
That's all I need to do.
There's
I-
more
that's
levels
where-
after that, but
That's where I stopped too.
Yeah,
me
too.
I traded it in after that.
It's a good game. I liked it.
It is good.
And Wolfenstein II on Switch, but I'll talk about that a bit later.
You're gonna have a review for that.
Yep.
Booyah! All right, James.
what's up, guys?
Welcome back.
It's JDD Jensen. JDD
Oh, go ahead.
is for ADD.
Was it for?
ADD.
Okay.
I thought we established this for herpes last time.
Oh.
I wasn't here when you guys established that.
No, you
By the
were.
way, can
You
I
were.
just say I listen to the majority of your guys' episodes, if not all of them, when I am not here.
Well, thank you.
And I yell at you guys through my earpiece when I'm mowing my lawn.
I'm
all
sure
the
that
time.
I'm sure that looks great to the neighbors.
Why do you yell at us?
In a good way or a bad way?
You know, I don't know.
It sounded like you're going to say bad
Not
right
exclusive.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh.
Anywho, what's up, guys? If you want to check me out, hit me up on Xbox. I am Funeral Taters. That's Funeral Space Taters on Xbox. I have been playing an overwhelming amount of Fortnite lately, of which I'm probably going to be playing less because one of my friends that is totally not me has bought the Executor hardware hack for his Switch, that is going to be bricked at some point in time, but I now have all of the Nintendo games that I want.
Emulation.
I thought you said your friend did it, not you.
My friend.
Yeah, that's right. Your friend has all the games that he wants.
Yep.
Yeah.
My friend does.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's his name? Does it start with James?
No.
Doesn't
probably-
matter.
probably
So,
not.
His name is Santiago.
what's amazing though is kind of like with the computer. Once you have access to all of these games, you
You get overwhelmed.
get overwhelmed,
And you don't know what to do, right?
Well, that's why anybody that comes and they say like, "Hey James, I'm going to do a Kickstarter. This is what I'm thinking about doing with my product." I'm like, "Dude, take choices away from the consumer. Put out one good product Don't do a variation of that product if you can help it, because the more choices you give the consumer, like the less options they're going to
I believe
pick.
that's called decision paralysis.
Yeah. We talked about that, didn't we?
I
It was
think so, yeah.
like some flavor. They only offered 2 flavors.
This is
and
why you buy one stick of deodorant, not more.
I actually only buy one stick, one
I
brand.
buy a bunch of the same kind.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
I
yeah,
do.
that's
I
what
buy
I do.
like 7
No,
at a time.
then you don't even smell it after a while because your nose gets so used to the scent.
But I don't stink, and that's what I know.
But I have to
Do you though?
I have to redact something that I said like 2 weeks ago. I told you that I wasn't really enjoying Doom. I was not playing it the right way.
Yeah,
And
I
we-
told you how to
we
My
play
played
it.
gosh.
Yeah.
Once I got into that game, I was bummed when it ended.
It's a great game.
It is fantastic. And I have also been venturing into the world of Wolfenstein II, which I'm
have
kind
to
of bummed
say
that
it-
I didn't play the first
You
one.
have to say it right.
Wolfenstein.
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 I don't know if that's right.
Heinz Fett's
You could definitely play the first one on your PC, which I highly recommend.
I should have done that before I picked up the second one.
Well, it's
'Cause-
still a lot of fun. It's definitely worth playing,
Somebody-
even if you've played the second one already.
well, somebody dies in like the first 2 minutes of the second game that
2
I'm
minutes.
assuming.
That took me an hour to get there.
You're slow. We already established this.
Oh,
Well,
dang it.
it felt like 2 minutes, and that's how good the game is. But
yeah. Well, yeah, that death wasn't very impactful for you, I'm
no,
sure.
not at all. Anywho, it was a good. It's we'll talk about it later. But so that being said, my friend's Switch will probably be getting bricked sometime because my friend took it off of airplane mode when it was loaded in the custom software, and it updated all the games. So my friend is probably in the Nintendo system having all of this stuff.
Your friend sounds like he makes like really rash decisions. Like he's kind of
Maybe like he has ADD.
yeah, a little
I
bit,
don't know.
or at least herpes.
I would have done it. I would have done it in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Owen.
You would-
My friend.
You would have turned the airplane mode off and potentially ruined everything
Not that
you'd
part.
just done. Oh, okay.
Not that part.
All right.
You were with me up until there. There's not really anything else that I need to plug outside of who our host is, and it's Tony.
Hey, it's me, Tony. Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony, or every other week here on the Gadget Spot, or every week on the Geek Show podcast.
Point, point, point.
Yes, thank you.
I tried the reggae horn like you did before.
It sounded fantastic.
It did, and I was like, "Wow, I'm stealing that from James because he did it with his mouth, and it was awesome." Yeah,
Hold on, I got a new one for this week, though. I'm going to try to get it with good timing. It's this.
Oh, that
Wait,
sound
hold
bite's
I'll get it
too-
ready.
It's too
hold on.
long.
Here we
Really?
go. Here we go. And I tried the reggae horn,
Okay, let's hear it.
and my wife went,
What is that?
"What was that?" Cue
Never
your
do
new
that
one.
again.
Hold on. Yeah, cue the new one.
That's
okay.
your,
Yeah, okay, okay.
I set that up for you,
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah,
drop
yeah,
that
He
no,
missed it.
I got it. Here we
Yeah.
go. Okay, ready?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
and she said, "What was that?"
That's too
Did I wait a beat too long?
Yeah,
Yeah,
No.
you horrible.
Now, how would you feel about the Price is Right?
That one's hard to actually find a good soundbite for.
Yeah, I can't find it
I've
online.
looked for quite a while, various times in my past. Anyway, a game I've been playing lately, mostly Mass Effect Andromeda, because it is stupendous, and I don't care what anyone says.
You've been playing that for a while now.
Yeah, I
though.
think I'm pretty close to finishing it. It's a lot of fun. There's a ton to do.
What's the story? Like, what's the objective in that game?
it's in
So,
space.
I thought it was like sandboxing.
That's the thing is, I think this one of the reasons why everyone hated it. Okay, it was buggy at first. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
No question. It's they improved it significantly, but it's even still kind of buggy, and they've already said they're not going to patch it anymore. Now, I think the reason people didn't like that game as much as the other ones is because the stakes for this main story are not as high. In the first trilogy for Mass Effect, it was you need to defeat the Reapers
The whole
and
universe.
save the universe.
Yeah, how can
right?
you get higher stakes than that?
So you can't really,
Yeah.
obviously. So this one,
well,
though,
you could save reality.
multiverse, save the multiverse.
Yeah.
But in this one, it's about a large group of like 4 generation ships that put all the people on in hypersleep or cryogenic, whatever you want to call it. Pick your flavor. And they get to travel to the Andromeda Galaxy, which is at the rate they traveled, which is faster than light. It took them 600 years.
Is
And
the
so-
normal Mass Effect set on Earth?
Yeah, it's Earth.
Okay.
Or the
Oh,
Milky Way.
Yeah, Milky Way galaxy.
So this is
Okay.
Andromeda, and it takes them 600 years to get there. So they know signing on to
don't they
this
have, like,
program.
special gateways in the Milky Way galaxy, so
Yeah,
travels a lot quicker.
Mass Effect relays.
Yeah,
So in this one, you can't. I don't think they used that one anyway.
yeah, because there's no relays in Andromeda.
In
They never-
Andromeda.
they've never been there.
Exactly. So it takes them 600 years to get there. So they know going into it, everyone they know by the time they wake up is going to be dead. They're starting an entirely new life, basically the equivalent of what it was like back in ye olden times when they decided to go to the new world.
Back in
you know?
my day.
And so the story is about trying to figure out how to live in Andromeda and deal with the complications of establishing a foothold in a galaxy that's completely alien. And
That
everything.
sounds really cool. Actually.
I thought it was. I think so far it is really good, and I don't see a way that they could bork the ending or something like that. Obviously, when you get there, there's going to be complications. You can't account for any alien races and things like that when you're looking at it through a telescope. So it was. I really enjoy it so far, and I think I'm almost done. But that's the main one I've been playing.
And it looks good on your PC.
It looks really good. Yeah. There's sections that are buggy that don't look that great, but sometimes, like during a cutscene or something, that's an in-engine cutscene rendered on the fly. Obviously, those actually look better than the pre-rendered cutscenes on my computer. But like some of the materials and stuff look so real, it's crazy. So anyway, I highly recommend.
Is that game
actually
a lot like No Man's Sky?
No, it's nothing like No Man's
Okay.
Sky.
Oh, speaking of which,
I was
they
literally
put
just
out a
looking it up.
trailer for the next update for that. It looks awesome.
I've heard they've put in some dev into that. They just
Yeah,
put
they've-
their heads down and they're like, you know what, haters gonna hate.
Yep.
Let's give it some. They just kept putting steam into it, and the next patch is supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Full on multiplayer, base building, and all sorts of stuff.
I think I'm going to pick it up for PC. Why not?
If it goes on sale.
I'm looking at it
Why
right
not?
now. No Man's Sky on Discount Mall. It's $10.99.
That is very cheap.
Is that a Steam code?
I don't know.
Jaren's all interested in
Is
that. now.
Discount Mall
I'm gonna-
legitimate?
I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to get it from here.
Never heard of them.
You've never heard of them?
No.
Oh, then I'm definitely not going to get it from here.
Maybe I just haven't. Maybe they are legitimate. I don't know. Anyway, so I think that's it. So let's go ahead and do our Patreon. First of all, a big shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Thank you so much for your donations. I spent a good chunk of that money in the last 2 weeks, and we updated basically all the audio recording accessories. We kept our same microphones and our same soundboard, but I got new cords that are much shorter and better suited for the area we're in, new stands that free up a lot of space on the table for our laptops and stuff, so we're not crowded in.
We actually have room now.
Yeah, new jacks and everything, and it's awesome. I'm really happy with how it turned out, so thank you so much, Patreon subscribers, all the past and present ones.
Yep.
But now we're going to give a shout out to our top tier subscribers, the tech daddies and tech mamas. Jaren, I think you have that list pulled up. You usually do anyway.
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Yeah, I do.
Let's give them their shout out.
Make sure to give a special shout out to, you know.
Yeah. First of all, I want
Morty.
to hear Owen describe what Patreon is.
Digital tip jar.
Hey,
Boom!
that was pretty
you stuck
good.
the landing,
Yeah,
dude.
I've been
Pretty
practicing
good.
obsessively since you guys made fun of me. I wanted to conform and feel more human, so I knew that was a flaw where you could see under the hood. So
Well, thanks for the inside joke, but what actually is it?
it's a digital.
Oh.
There you go. It's a place where you
poor
can
guy.
donate to help with the show, like a digital tip jar. There you go.
That like hurt my brain
I know.
balls when you said that.
I know.
Your
You guys-
most proud moment came
It was-
crashing
You
down.
stole it, Jaren. You stole it from me, and I'll never forgive you.
One day you'll figure out how to say digital tip jar.
You had it. You had it.
I know.
You had it.
I caught you off guard.
Damn
All right,
it. Owen.
Anyway, I know.
All
It's
right.
just who I am. Anyway, it's
You know this is a zero pressure steak right now, buddy.
Well, that's not true at all.
Look at Jaren. He did that on purpose.
We need to give him a muzzle sometime over his eyes so he can't look at us.
Over his eyes. We call
Eye
that
muzzle.
a blindfold.
No.
Give him- Get the eye muzzle.
I muzzle.
Walk into a
I
store.
muzzle him.
That's where you can walk into a store. I need an eye muzzle. You mean a blindfold? No,
No.
not where I come
Or
from.
some
You're in the wrong store.
or some really dark sunglasses. You guys are mean.
I don't want him to bite me with his eyes.
Yeah, so you can donate to Patreon and help us out. Keep the lights on. We help with hosting fees, hardware, like Tony said. We really, really, really appreciate it. And It's one of those things that you guys do out of the goodness of your heart. So thank you.
Yeah, and huge shout out and thank you to AJ Jasper and Aaron Young. Thank you from Software is Better Than Naughty Dog, a.k.a. Joe Reedy. Derek Bauer, Dave Schuster, Adam Foote, Aaron Faulkner, Spencer Knowlton, Valentine, Kevin Eccles, Ryan McQueen, Casey Dilly, Johnny Rios, Derek Allred, Ryan Baker, Michael Beck, Matt Nelson, Jeffrey Kale, David Broshinsky, Roger Allen, Austin Beauregard, Morty, Brian Lee, Conrad Southworth, and Adam Hecht.
Oh, man.
Yes.
I've been stalking Beauregard online.
Thank
Got
you
such
so
an interesting
much.
life. So good.
So when I nodded my head at Owen off camera or off microphone, I didn't mean that I wanted a Mountain Dew. I was just like, yeah, they're right there.
I'll take it.
There you go.
I'm on a pretty much pure diet of Mountain Dew.
I thought
At
you
this
kicked
point.
the Mountain Dew. When
Oh,
I
I
left, you
did.
kicked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then I had another baby.
I see
Relapse.
3 cans in front of you.
A lot of
dude.
things have happened since you've been gone, James.
Yep.
Even,
This is what
even-
happens.
even though you do
You drove
regularly show up at least every 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's true.
You did drive me to this, James.
I would like to be on more. You
Well,
guys are having this is fun.
I don't know why you
We're having
can't
fun.
be.
We're having a great time.
You are more than
Come
welcome.
back anytime you want.
No, I don't know. Every now and then when Jaron talks to me, I feel like he's the troll that lives under the bridge, and
No.
he's going to quiz me, and I'm not ready for the quizzes.
I genuinely want your butt in that chair.
I see.
He's more of a gnome anyway.
I see him saying that, but I don't know if I believe him.
I prefer
Oh.
Hobbit.
Believe me, when Jaron and I are out to lunch or whatever, he mostly cries about how he wishes you were on the
Why
show
don't you
still.
ever? You told me you don't do lunches with people. Why don't you call me for lunch?
Because you never come up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, what I was going to say is, does this podcast offer life insurance for Owen?
Sure does not. We
Oh,
don't
okay.
offer any sort of benefit.
like a financial life insurance, or is
mean-
this like?
I mean, you guys would care emotional life insurance.
Yeah.
You guys would care if I died.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably.
we got that safety
Maybe,
net.
yeah.
Same ones that the Graysons used.
Oh,
Oh, too soon?
sad.
So
All
we got
right.
we got some emails
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the
let's-
last few times that we always skipped.
Let's move on to emails.
Guys,
And we'll
I'll take the
answer
reins on
those.
this. I'll answer the first one. Go ahead.
Okay. Make sure it's a technical one, Jaron.
Okay. All right.
Excited.
Technical one. Here we go.
Engage. Number 1.
That wasn't.
Okay,
that
here
wasn't
we go.
it.
From Chris Cushley. Hey guys, haven't emailed in for a while. Been busy with life stuff. I'm also good. I can't read today.
Who's reading this? Oh,
Well, the thing is, the microphone is obscuring half of my vision, so I'm only reading with one eyeball. So there we
you
go.
could always just turn.
Yeah.
I had to move it as well.
I'm also a good bit behind in my podcasts.
It's not helping.
So this might have been brought up by someone else. Tony, are you saying you like the ability to use Hangouts to send text from your PC at work? What if I told you
Yep.
there was a way to use your whole phone from your PC? Enter Samsung Flow. Samsung Flow uses a Bluetooth connection to connect your phone and display its screen in a window on your PC. You can even interact with it just like you would with your finger. And the killer feature, you can use your phone's biometrics to unlock your PC or have it so when you get near and Flow connects, it unlocks your PC. That would be nice.
I might have to check that out.
I don't know if that works with the corporate crapware we have. But
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
He mentions that.
wait a minute. I have used this on a domain joined PC and it works a treat.
That's what we have.
That's
Well
what you
before
have.
the Bluetooth in the laptop died. You have to have a pin unlock enabled though. This is disabled by default on a domain joined PC.
Oh.
But if you have a local admin rights or be friendly with the IT department, hey, you are the IT department.
I am.
To the PC, you can enable it via a registry tweak. Oh, I love registry tweaks. I do that all the time
I'm
with
not
my
a
computer.
big fan of registry.
Really?
tweaks.
I do
might
it
have to
all the
look
time.
into it,
I
but-
did like 100 of those a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Completely destroyed my computer, so I had to reinstall Windows.
Wasn't it fun?
And then I had to reinstall Windows again. But after that, it was great.
Wasn't this the
Welcome to-
Jero? Wasn't this the Jero?
Yeah.
Yeah,
ordeal?
the Jero ordeal.
Yeah, that was the Jero incident.
Jero.
I thought we weren't supposed to do registry tweaks anymore.
Welcome
Last time
to
we did it.
Welcome to the glorious PC Master Race.
Jero.
Yeah, 4
Jero.
hours I could have been playing an actual game. I spent
What did
installing
you
Windows.
What did you realize it was? It was your outlet. It was your on your Microsoft account, right?
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
would link.
Yeah,
You-
so to kind of explain what's happening here, my gaming PC, my home folder was called Jero instead of Jaren,
And he couldn't live with that.
and it drove me nuts. And I tweaked the registry like 100 different entries to switch it to Jaren, and there's still weird issues with it. So I reinstalled it, figured out it was the Microsoft account. They choose the first 5 letters, and
That's it.
Yeah, so when you set up a new computer, do it with a local account rather than the Microsoft account. That is the lesson
And
learned.
then link your Microsoft account after.
I don't have a problem with that. My name's only 4 letters.
Yeah.
5 letters. Come on, Microsoft.
So James.
Yeah.
What do you think of Chris's?
I was
email
going to
here?
make a joke about something about registering, and then we ended up with a bunch of reservations because of Indian.
Tony, what do you think of Chris's email?
That was a good answer, James. I like it.
I think I'm going to take a peek at Flow, but if it requires much registry editing, I might bail on it just because
It'd probably be one entry.
Yeah, it's
It-
probably one entry.
if
Switch
that's
it back
all it
to a
is,
pin.
I'll check it out as long as it doesn't screw my computer up with our lousy corporate stuff.
Yeah. It's made by Samsung though, which is cool. I didn't know Samsung made the app specifically.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
That makes me wonder if I can use it on my Pixel. Probably not, huh?
Oh, who makes your Pixel?
Google.
Not Samsung.
But it would be really nice on these Microsoft Surface Books because they're touchscreen. So you could
Yeah.
even interact with your phone
Yeah.
just like that. That'd be neat.
Neat.
Not neat enough to make me go back to Samsung and their crappy touchways and crap
I think
interface.
after this phone's done, I'm done with Samsung, I think. We've been over that before, though.
Yeah.
All right, next email.
Well, we have an email from Aaron Esau about Utopia,
Hey.
but he asks a question. We have no idea what the answer is. So
Oh.
Like, is it good?
no,
question?
no, it's like where is it?
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Hold
don't
on,
know.
I got a thing that would tell me.
So Utopia is funny in different cities. Like, for instance, where I live, they tricked the city into running a post to every property
I got this.
in the city when they were building these new developments in half the city. And then Centerville realized that they'd been scammed, and then they charge everybody that wants fiber to the home. They have to pay $3,000 to have some dude come out and trench from the post to your house.
And the post is already in your yard?
The post is already at the end of my yard. Yeah,
That's
it's already
crazy.
terminated at the end. Every yard.
I could I could take a shovel and do it myself.
Three grand to have them come trench a 30-foot trench for me.
Utopia is located at 5858 South 900 East in Murray, Utah.
There you go.
Utopia.
That's where it is.
84121.
See, but in some cities like Murray and Midville, I don't know if it's. I always get those two mixed up. But they ran the fiber up on the telephone pole, not underground. So
That's different.
They had to make a
Yeah.
deal with them to do something like that.
they did which they paid again the power company to use the
Yeah,
posts.
use
And
their
they
poles.
paid us to
Yeah.
make custom stuff for them. So
Anyway.
that was fun. We won.
There's no way to know, Aaron. You have to call them and see what their
No,
deal
I
is.
gave him the address. Gosh,
Yeah, he
dang it,
wants to
Aaron.
know-
Now
That's where he
listen,
needs to-
5858 South 900 East Murray, Utah.
That's where he needs to go
Yeah,
to
go
find
there.
out.
Go there.
84121.
Probably walk there, because then you will feel more desperate, and they will help you.
801
You look a little,
They're like,
you know,
you'd be like, no, I'm not homeless.
yeah.
613
I want your internet, please.
3880.
That's
We got
not-
another email?
Yeah, from Joe Reedy.
Hey, Joe.
He says, the cool thing that I saw when I did a firmware update on my Netgear Nighthawk router, it now includes Circle with Disney. It's
Yep.
an awesome web
Yep.
filter for families. It's great for parents to be able to control and monitor use of devices, and its basic level web filtering is free with the firmware update.
Not too shabby.
Yeah,
I've been looking
not
into
too
that.
bad.
I've been looking into the Disney Circle a lot.
Can we break down what the Disney Circle
Yeah,
actually is?
he goes into it. Circle is a $100 box that lets you control your access over the internet. He says, I never wanted to spend that because it seems like it would have significantly weaker signal than his $300 router. He said, I went with a cheaper device that does the same thing called Koala Safe, but I've always kind of hated it because of the signal and the app is sort of terrible.
Can't you?
Plus, who wants multiple networks in their house? It's a pain. Circle's app is great. As soon as the device umps on my network, is that right?
Jumps, I think.
Jumps on my network, it sends me a notification to ask if I should allow it and assign it. I can assign devices as home devices that have a certain schedule and allowability. I can set devices to not be monitored, and I can set things to be strictly monitored. It's a very versatile app.
I've seen the Disney Circle, and it makes me curious because it's not a wired connection. It's not, from what I understand, it's not wired. It connects wirelessly. So it I don't know, which makes me feel like that's just more wireless technology.
Can't you just do that through the Netgear app though?
No.
Like control.
No, not that granular.
They put a lot of R&D into the phone app that makes, my sister has this, and it's pretty cool. You can set shut-off times for phones and all the internet or
Yeah.
on the circle.
on the Circle
He also
app.
says if you subscribe to their premium service, it'll put a VPN on your phone, so you can control anything through that VPN as well.
Oh,
Th-
nice.
through the cell signal.
Actually, you probably can get that granular on your Netgear stuff, but it's going to be way less user-friendly.
Yeah.
Way less.
And it's not, and you have to sit down, be connected to your Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
connect to your router.
Yeah.
The Circle's available from your couch,
Nice.
from your phone. I
Yeah.
mean, you just get on the app. It's really, really
Isn't it
easy.
amazing that this is the world that we live in? The amount of stuff that you can do from your couch is ridiculous, and I still don't do it.
My thing is, I don't like the Netgear firmware whatsoever.
Yeah, you always put your own
I hate
custom.
I hate it. So I
Merlin
put
or
I already
something,
I
don't
put
you?
Tomato.
I use Merlin.
I did tomato.
Mm.
This time I found their R8000s will load tomato, and it turns your router into a
Oh,
monster.
No, Merlin's so much better because it allows you to do
Merlin-
cut-through forwarding, which allows 1 gigabit per second
No.
internet on your network.
No,
It also allows custom scripts to be loaded on your router, so it
No.
helps with my Wake on LAN stuff.
no,
It's perfect.
no.
Merlin
It's
was
like
a wizard.
dirty. It's like a dirty little.
You're a dirty, dirty
cheater.
little whore.
Because Merlin,
Wow.
Merlin.
Whoa, that's
is
not what
like,
you're going for?
No, not yet. Merlin is
Let him
the
get there.
the disgusting approved version that Asus kind of gets behind.
One man.
They're
entered.
like, hey, put this Merlin Asus router firmware on there. When really Asus should just ship that by default on all of their devices.
Hey Tony,
Anyway,
how's it going?
It's good.
Good.
All I
I'm-
know is
I'm enjoying
Merlin.
this.
Merlin turned my router capable with 400 megabits per second to 1 gigabit per second. All because of Merlin.
All it did was change cut-through forwarding, which Tomato has always done.
No, it did not.
Oh.
It did not support it, or else I would have installed it.
Hey Jaron, you gonna let him talk down to you like that?
I'm not.
He has to do that for
He
everybody.
has no
He's so
choice
short.
because he's short. We both went to the same joke.
Well, he set
High
you up
five right
pretty
there.
good.
He made you look dumb.
So funny. Any more
Sorry.
emails?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Thank you for emailing in, everyone. And we always look forward to seeing those pop up in our Facebook or Gmail account.
Bookface.
What's our Gmail? The Gadget Spotcast
Yep.
at gmail.com.
Wait, is that posted on the Facebook page, like in the banner?
Probably. I
It
don't know.
is, I think, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's get on to some cool stories.
We didn't get to the part in the show notes where it says shame whomever for not posting content.
I don't
I
know.
posted that, and I was going to shame Tony, but apparently he's been good
Yeah,
at posting Patreon
I've
content.
posted all the Patreon content we've recorded.
What
Okay.
was the last Patreon thing that you posted?
It was in June.
Do you know who hasn't posted content? James,
Yeah.
from that video that he recorded the last time he was
It's
here.
true.
I still haven't edited it.
So
What
are,
about the,
are we shaming
Are
you?
you about to shame yourself?
Yeah.
What about
Have you
the,
made any of those YouTube videos that we had for Patreon public for
No,
everybody
no.
to give
Oh,
them incentive
way to change the subject.
What about the VR Junkies thing? Did that get posted?
I think that's what he's talking about.
Oh.
That did get posted.
Oh, okay.
No, we were talking about when you came last
Yeah.
time. You had your camera
Yeah.
recording.
You guys didn't really do anything that stands out, though. That's the thing.
Oh, we suck, is what he's saying.
No, you
and
didn't-
He doesn't
you
want
didn't
to post.
suck.
He's blaming us
la-
for his deficiency.
The last time that I did it, it was hilarious because Owen was in denial about the amount of sodas that he was drinking,
That
and he
was
took
funny.
it, and then he snitched on himself so fast.
As he takes a big gulp of that
So good.
second Mountain Dew.
Oh my gosh, that's so much sugar.
All right,
a lot.
let's.
His body can handle it.
Yeah, he's used to it.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
built up a tolerance. Let's
Is-
talk about MacBook Pros.
And how you have to access them in refrigerators?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So MacBooks.
There's some good stuff.
There are some.
As
good
long as you
stuff.
don't get the i9.
As long as you don't spend too much money, which is weird. So Apple refreshed their MacBook Pro lineup, and they added 6-core CPUs from the i7 and the i9 line of Intel CPUs.
And they said that their keyboard is quieter.
And they basically added a little latex membrane across their keyboard.
they said
For
this is-
protection.
and they
Yep,
also
a
said
latex membrane for protection.
but we
Exactly.
But we've learned that it's because they know that their keyboards fail
yeah, because
constantly.
you get a piece of dust under their
Yeah.
their older keyboards,
Yeah,
and
it's
it breaks
toast.
the whole thing.
And Apple will not admit it.
Yeah.
Probably because of marketing and legal stuff, but
Have-
they won't admit it. And they said that this new keyboard is just for quiet.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
PR
sure.
101 is you never say you're sorry.
Never
but-
admit defeat.
But it
Never.
actually keeps out the dust that their previous keyboard had a problem with.
I have
No,
3
it didn't.
MacBooks sitting in my basement with
if you
that
ask
problem.
them, it didn't have a problem.
Yeah.
It
You
fixes-
are-
how
it-
they can deny how can they deny a problem? They won't.
You're the problem
Exactly.
because you're the user. You're the problem.
It fixed a problem that didn't exist.
This is all
Um,
coincidental. We just like these silicone things now.
They're better.
They're
Steve
more-
would have wanted it this
yeah.
way.
Makes them
Steve
better.
would have wanted it.
Steve. So yeah, they up and they also made it available 32 gigabytes of RAM this time around.
Nice.
What
And
was the comment you said? Welcome to the 2004.
yeah,
Okay.
no,
2004.
2012.
Oh yeah, 2012.
Where you can get 32
That's
gigabytes
right.
of RAM on your laptop.
Way to go, Apple.
So the other thing they did was upgrade on their GPU, and it still sucks. So there's
They're not
that.
using Nvidia.
Well, no, because they're using lower end AMD stuff and selling it off as high end professional grade quality things. Their highest,
I agree.
Their highest grade is a 560, and that's like almost the lowest tier of AMD graphics cards.
Right.
Well, Surface.
And you pay like $600 for that upgrade.
How much better is the 1060, which the Surface Book has?
Oh my gosh, so much better.
Yeah.
How much? What are the stats?
It would I would
7 to 9. I got you covered. Go ahead.
The stats are 7 to 9.
All right, you heard it here first.
You're welcome.
We'll look that up along the way because I am curious, but I know it is a lot better.
I'll let Tony look that up while I talk about the Core i9 that they put out.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
It's the most expensive version of the MacBook Pro. You can only get it in the 15-inch, and it has some cooling or heating problems.
Indeed.
Heating/cooling problems.
yeah.
So the point of the i9 is it goes faster speeds, and but when a computer goes faster, it runs hotter.
And it's a bigger number than the previous one.
And unfortunately, the MacBook Pro has trouble cooling it, and so it kind of gimps the Core i9. So some people report that they're actually getting worse performance than the i7 when they're running it consistently. So peak performance, it'll obviously do better, but if you're running it consistently hot, then it is going to severely limit the processor.
How bad does it limit it?
I don't know. I don't have that number.
It limits it down to worse than the i7 model, which
yeah,
you pay.
I said that.
Sorry, I was looking.
Yeah.
I found the AMD stuff compared to Nvidia.
Do tell.
You're looking at an average of 117% better for the
Yeah.
1060.
Wow.
So the teraflops are like insane. What
Yeah.
they
What?
list on this site.
I wish Microsoft. I like the Surface Book, but I wish they made a 15-inch version of their Surface laptop with the Surface Book specs.
That would be cool.
I would totally buy that. But at this point, Microsoft has the better computer. Totally.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
So one place that it does not beat the MacBook Pro though is hard drive speeds.
Oh, I heard
Apple
they're
put an insanely fast
Yeah.
NVMe solid state drive in those things, and that's pretty cool. So anyway,
What's the graphics card equivalent in the current gaming consoles? Like the Switch. What's the gaming? Is that like a
No.
1060?
No.
No.
Switch is pretty underperforming compared to that.
Really?
I believe a
Yeah.
Switch. The Switch is more powerful than a 360, but not as powerful as an Xbox One.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. That's
So,
interesting.
Anyway, okay. Was there anything else we want to talk about on the MacBook Pro?
No, they're better than they were before, but their Windows has better computers.
So come for the really fast NVMe drive and leave for the i7 worse than performance.
Well, the i7 is fine. It's the i9 that struggles.
Right.
Apple has a better
long-
cult
Yeah.
following.
Definitely get the i7 version.
I wonder
if-
what happened there. Like they're usually so good on hardware. Like that's the one thing I have going. I will say about Apple is that their hardware is usually solid. Like
I don't think the Surface Book has an i9 variant.
It's like the pretty girl in high school. Super pretty, but there's nothing there, buddy. Not a lot there.
that's sexist.
That's pretty rough.
But-
And cute
Totally
guy.
sexist.
Gosh dang it.
Yeesh.
Yeah, Surface
Better
Book
be
doesn't
I
have
was
an
a
i9.
pretty girl and a brain. There was 4 listeners
Sure, buddy.
that just said that.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Anyway.
That's James Jensen, JDD
Right
Jensen.
in. Right in. Let
The
James know.
The JDD is for I'm sexist.
Ooh, I like doing this.
Guys, I'll just tweet it out and apologize for it, okay?
That doesn't work a lot of the time.
The bummer thing is I'm not going to have a job 10 years from
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Okay?
Oh, that's so ridiculous.
Yeah, agreed. All right.
What's the point of even apologizing anymore?
I made a tweet about that and saying there's not a point.
Yeah, if you make a mistake, don't apologize.
Because
Just double down on it and become elected president.
Jared,
That's right.
Yeah, if you apologize for bad jokes you made, which they were terrible, terrible jokes, it doesn't matter if you apologize, though, 10 years later and you have tons of proof on how much you've changed and how much of a better person you've become. Doesn't matter.
And you're no longer allowed to direct Guardians.
Yeah. After that, you get fired from
But
Guardians 3.
you can write the script. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Do all the legwork, but none of the fun stuff.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. I said it's fine.
Tony's passionate about it. You can tell.
It frustrates me.
I'm not
quite
gonna
a
lie.
bit.
Like that day when I found that out, I kind of had an off day once I found that out. Normally stuff like that doesn't bother me, but whatever.
There's no forgiveness.
Yeah.
No. We're not allowed to forgive anyone.
The internet doesn't have to. If it was just personal, and you went to somebody's house or like, I'm sorry, they'd be like, you're right.
Let's say it's one thing. It's definitely different when a person still continuously does those things, or B did worse things such as like physical aggression against people and you know.
I don't like that he's
things
getting
things like that, sexual aggression toward a person. But he definitely made some really bad, really terrible jokes. We're not at
they're
all.
not even funny jokes.
No, they're not even funny.
They're bad.
We're not at all defending his sense of humor at the time and what he posted. But the fact that 10 years later he got fired for it after apologizing twice, once in 2012, I think, and then again when they resurfaced. Anyway, I don't want to get into it anymore.
Yep.
So now that we got that out of our system, a man who can do no wrong, Nathan Fillion.
Oh gosh, dang it.
Oh man,
That was so good.
I used to like him, but now I love him.
Yep.
I don't know that for sure if he's done anything wrong.
Were they
or not,
trying
but
to take the
he's
Deadpool route on this?
It kind of
Do you
seems
think?
that way.
I hope so.
And
Do you think it's going to work?
I don't think
No.
it will. Sony's not cool enough to let it happen.
I'm sending it out to Sony via this podcast. Do it.
The Nathan Fillion got together with the director whom I can't remember the name of off the top of my head.
That was a professional director that did that?
Yeah, I don't think he's done anything big.
No, he's done some movies,
Has he?
not huge movies.
Yeah, nothing big. But they did a 15-minute basically Uncharted fan film, and it turned out really, really good.
It's so good.
Jaron, how many times did you watch it?
Oh, just only twice. And
I
a
watched
half.
it.
You need to watch it more.
I watched it 4 times.
If he had
See?
more expendable time, he probably would have spent more time.
The director was Alan Ungar.
Alan Ungar, and they had Stephen Lang as Victor Sullivan.
Yep.
And I can't remember the name of the girl that they had as what's the name of the character?
Elena.
Elena. I kept thinking Ellen, but I knew that was wrong. Yeah, Elena.
But they captured the tone of Uncharted perfectly.
They nailed it.
They nailed the characters perfectly, and it was funny. It had good action in it.
Yeah.
It even had some like cool video game throwbacks when he started shooting. It like went
Yeah.
into this third person perspective and
Yes.
it zoomed in when he aimed.
It was so cool.
It was really cool.
It was a lot better than that terrible Doom movie from 10 years ago that tried to do
Didn't
a first
The Rock
person
play the...
Yeah. They tried to do a first person action sequence. And
I
it was
thought that was
awful.
kind of cool.
I mean, it
for
was
what it was.
Right. It was cool that they attempted
But
it.
it's like
but
crappy.
It was,
It's like the first Punisher movie.
yeah, it was so poorly executed.
Yeah.
But
And the part with El Tigre when like El Tigre was trying to punch him, he just put his hand on his head. He couldn't reach him. It was great. I want more of this.
I do. I want more of it.
I think
Yeah.
Uncharted would make a better TV series than a movie, though.
Oh, I agree. I think it would be a great TV series.
So afterwards, Nathan Fillion said that there has been talk of turning it into a series,
Oh, I
but
didn't
he
see
wouldn't
that
say
part.
with who. He definitely did not say Sony, and he said it might be a web series
Do you
instead.
think Nathan Fillion at this point is just like, just put me in something, guys? I
No
got
way.
such a geek cult following that put me in something geeky.
I doubt it because he just got done with Castle and he was on that for like 9 seasons.
Yeah, but
Dude's
nobody
got-
watches
dude's got money.
Castle.
Dude's got money. Dude's got street cred, etc.
I just want to see Alan Tudyk in something. Like, I know I'm seeing him in like Star Wars and stuff, but I want to see him. Which
could
I'm
put-
really bummed that DC TV show that he was in.
Yeah, that was fun.
I forget what it was called. but
Oh,
with
the
him
one
and-
with Abed from Community.
Yeah, it was. They were a
Danny Pudi.
insurance, not insurance.
That show had.
It was like damage control, but like
Yeah.
except they would help people, and
I actually didn't find that show very funny.
it wasn't funny at all. But the concept for it
No,
was
the
great.
concept-
The concept was funny. I liked the characters okay.
It had a slow start. Did you watch all the episodes?
I watched over half.
I couldn't.
The last,
I only watched the first.
By the
one.
last half, it was actually pretty good.
If they made it more like Better Off Ted,
that's a good show.
I would have been so in because that's basically the concept of Better Off Ted.
Meridian
Yeah.
Dynamics.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh, I have all
best
those.
show ever.
They're so.
I love
great.
that show.
All right. So yeah, I would love to see Nathan Fillion
Do you know who,
Uncharted
do you know who
movie
El
or
Tigre
two.
is? Ernie
It
Reyes
sounds
Jr.?
like a cologne
Oh,
that you
Do
would
you
wear
know,
to a
do you know who
nightclub.
Ernie Reyes Jr. is?
No.
He's the guy. He's been in so much stuff from like your childhood. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze.
He was in
Oh,
that.
I loved that movie.
He was in that the Shaolin monk, like the he was the little karate kid in all those.
The little
old,
black karate kid.
Asian.
He's Asian for sure.
Yeah. So
Did you not see
Indiana Jones, Crystal Skull.
Who was he in the Crystal Skull?
He played Cemetery Warrior.
Wow.
Oh, so
I
generic-
remember that
generic character.
Yeah. But if you go back, I knew I
Yes,
recognized
he's been in
him.
everything.
MacGyver. He's been in MacGyver.
The new
he
MacGyver.
he was in Sidekicks, which is the one I remember him from.
Oh, was that that kid show?
Yeah.
Was that that phone
Sidekicks
that
is from
didn't
1986.
I
Or
don't
no,
remember that.
1986, 1987. But anyway, he's been in a ton of stuff as like this little side character. Anyway, you recognize him if you.
What's his
were
name again?
Ernie Reyes Jr. He's a LT Gray. He's a short little Asian dude. I don't know. I know that's super racist, but I don't know where he maybe Filipino. I don't know.
Wow.
I'd have to
just look him up.
I have
Just
to
look
look
him
him up, but I'm too lazy to go to Wikipedia.
He
right
was
now.
great in
Going
that.
to IMDb was too much for me.
He was great in that fan made short. with
Yeah,
Nathan
he
Fillion.
did. He did fantastic. I was really impressed with the whole thing of that. I thought that it was worth watching 4 times.
And you don't even care about Uncharted 2.
I've never even played the game.
Lately, he's been in Uncharted, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Librarians, NCIS Los Angeles, Ninja Apocalypse, NCIS.
The guy works a lot.
Gets-
Just not
gets
as major,
jobs.
not as major character.
Hey, fun fact: the Indiana Jones ride that's in the Japanese Disneyland park is actually Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, and it's basically the exact same ride except it's all in Japanese. Little fun fact. Bing.
Interesting.
cool.
Let's keep it rolling with a little bit more game related news. What's this tidbit of Halo news? Owen?
Oh, I have to go look it up.
Are they making
no,
another
I did.
arcade
I did.
game?
No, they were asked if they're going to be doing a battle royale,
Oh yeah, I saw this.
and they said no. The
Yep.
only BR we're worried about is the battle rifle.
No battle royale.
No
for
battle
Halo.
royale. And somebody explain to me what battle royale is because I don't
Battle
know. any
royale
game.
is Fortnite or
It's-
PUBG.
it's
where
like Hunger Games.
100 people all versus each other.
Where
last
you
one
die, you're
standing.
out of the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, last one standing.
Okay.
Exactly. I read that and I was like, yeah, good for them for not conforming to just like what's hot right now.
Right.
But on the same note, if it didn't take a lot of resources to throw it in there,
Just have it as a game
It'll
type.
come
might
as
as well.
it'll come as a patch later.
probably
You
will.
know it will.
Well, do you think they'd support that number of players?
also,
I don't know because they're using a whole new game engine. So
So that-
did
that
you
might
hear-
take
do
a
you
lot
hear
of
what they're
work.
calling the
Slipstream.
Slipstream engine,
Yeah.
which is funny because it's the Slipstream drive that like their ships use in their story mode. Which anyway, I'd never heard.
You
this.
think that was a coincidence?
No, I
Yeah,
don't think it was
you're right.
Not even a
Hey,
little.
hey,
But I had
Owen,
never-
Owen.
Yeah,
Did you know the AI that Windows uses?
Cortana.
It's called Cortana.
I put her on
Hold
every
on.
Whoa, is
computer.
that
Did you know-
is that a coincidence
Did you
too?
know that was from Halo?
Mm-hmm. That's why I.
I
put it-
wanted to say something and sound smart, and I did it.
Well, I put that on every computer, even though I.
You never use it?
and kind of despise it.
Yeah.
But I
it's
like
not very
hearing her
good.
voice. It's the small little tidbits of Halo that get me through the day.
They
Sometimes
keep you going?
Sometimes just be like, watch this. Everybody's computer's gonna light up. Hey Cortana.
No, I have a.
No, I turned mine off.
Yeah, mine's off.
Screw you guys.
Anyway. It's a domain joined computer. They turned it off automatically.
Anyway, everybody's computer at home just went, "Hello, how can I help you?"
Are people listening to this on a speaker?
I don't know.
'Cause I would
No.
assume
I
that
don't-
we're probably in headphones.
Nobody listens to us.
Oh.
Hi, Mom.
All right. So was there, I think there was another
I want to. Oh, yeah.
gaming. Maybe there wasn't. This is somewhat gaming
Well, the
related because it's NVIDIA GPUs.
Review that.
Oh yeah.
Jaren has.
We'll do that right after. I just wanted to announce to anyone who's listening, there is a whole buttload of rumors circulating right now about the next NVIDIA graphics cards.
Release dates, right?
Well, there's release dates, but there's also leaked benchmarks and
Right.
leaked specifications.
And being the Nvidia fanboy you are, you're not willing to accept that any of those could be
Yeah,
true.
I mean, they're all, most of them I read are very favorable looking,
Right.
but don't take all of those with a grain of salt, or don't even take them at all, because you don't know anything for real until NVIDIA announces it themselves and says this is the core, the CUDA core count, this is the amount of VRAM and everything like that. So that's what I would say. If you want to dive into those, go ahead, but you have no guarantee that any of it's based in reality.
And what about the release dates? You think those are fabricated as well? They have some people saying that
that's the only rumor that I think has a grain of credibility is the rumored release date for the end of August.
So they're gonna do the 1180s in August, 1170s September. It's kind of whatever.
They'll probably stagger it. When they do it, they'll probably stagger it like they did last time.
Right.
So. So, yeah, take all of those with a grain of salt. Okay. Also, let's talk a little bit about Wolfenstein II. Jaron, it was his 350 purchase in June, right?
Yeah.
So, tell
for
us.
the Switch,
For the
right?
Switch, yes.
For the Switch.
Specifically, sorry.
And you might wonder, why get it on the Switch when you're part of the PC master race now? Well, I'll tell you, dear reader, listener, viewer.
Human.
Parson.
Probably.
There's something magical about playing a awesome-looking first-person shooter on a portable machine. I can't quite explain it, but it is so...
I think you just did.
Oh. Well,
Good
there we go.
explanation.
I'm done. That is it.
It's magical.
Anyway, it's an awesome game, and it looks surprisingly really, really good on the Switch. I think it looks better than Doom. I think it's just about as blurry as Doom, but for some reason
You're talking on the Switch, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The aesthetic, I don't know, just works better on Wolfenstein, and the performance seems to be a bit more consistent than Doom. But I never played the first Wolfenstein, so I'm kind of coming at this to the story and like trying to figure out what's going on. But it handles extremely well. Its frame rates are steady. Looks great, and the only thing I wish it had was kind of like a multiplayer component, because Doom has a multiplayer component, which is actually pretty fun on the Switch. But this one is just story.
I'm trying to remember if Wolfenstein 2 in general has a multiplayer, and I do not believe it does.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
It is single player only.
Right. But great game. I would definitely recommend picking it up.
Especially right now when you want to just punch a Nazi in the face.
Yeah, totally.
It's perfect.
If you play your Switch mainly docked on the TV, I would probably not get it.
Yeah, I agree. Judging by everything I've seen on it as well, I would say if you play mostly on a TV-based console or a computer.
Yeah, get it on that. But if you're mainly using a Switch portable mode, it's an awesome game to have. I plan on probably playing a lot of it this next week, so I'll be on family vacation.
Oh, perfect.
Yep, and that's why the Switch is so great.
The company that ported that game, Panic Button, they are the same ones that did Doom, and they are hitting home runs left and right because for whatever reason they've figured out how to just squeeze every last bit of ability out of and power out of that Switch.
Like the lighting is great on the game. Like all the alpha effects are there. It just looks phenomenal, I think.
For a Switch title.
For a Switch title. Yes, it's blurry.
Well, don't even say for a Switch title. Just say for a portable game.
Yeah, seriously.
Because it looks better than it probably looks better than anything on your phone or on your tablet
definitely.
or anything, portable wise, it is king of the hill.
And since the Switch has pretty good controls for a portable console, it plays really well. So I highly recommend it. I'd give it a 9 out of 10 probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very high praise from Jaron.
Yep. The only thing I'm concerned about is replayability once I'm done with it. So that's why I give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I will say that when you finish the game, there's areas that you can go back and replay, kind of for like a time trial style or whatever like that. Like Doom has that as well, but it's set up differently than that. But I haven't gone back and replayed it much once I beat it the first time.
Have you done any of the cracking the codes and then gone back and?
That's what I was referring to. Yeah.
Oh, is that what those are?
That's what those are basically.
So maybe if you get it physical version, so if you don't want to play it again after you beat it, you can sell it.
eBay is amazing.
You can resell it and let someone else play it for cheaper and get a little bit of your money back. It's great.
I will agree. The only thing that I wish that they had taken away from Doom, because it's Bethesda and they did both, right?
Well,
well,
they're the same publisher.
They're the same publisher.
Oh.
It was developed by, I believe, Machine Games.
Yeah.
Can you you want to verify
Doom
that?
is
Yeah.
awesome
That's
in the fact that there's a bunch of secret stuff and they make it easier for you to find the secret stuff. Versus Wolfenstein, they don't really do that. And it doesn't like all the time auto pick up ammo and
Yeah, you have to
armor,
press Y,
which is
to pick
kind
up
of
the ammo.
annoying.
Yeah, it's a different style of game in that respect.
Yeah.
than Doom.
I need to play the new Wolfenstein. You
It's
know the last
good.
Wolfenstein I played was for the X80 or the X386.
Oh, geez, the original Wolfenstein
the
3D.
original.
Yeah, you should definitely
I need to maybe up my.
on your Xbox
Yeah.
pick up the first one, Wolfenstein: The New Order. I would say you don't really need to worry about the old blood. It's fun, but it's not as good as the New Order. And then pick up the new Colossus #2. They're both just fantastic games.
Are they really bloody though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are,
Okay.
and you can't turn it off.
Yeah, you're not going to want to play it in front of your kiddos.
Right.
Probably
And
not.
there's some language that is
Yeah.
colorful every now and
Language.
then.
So, but yeah, good
As a-
stuff.
Heads
Try
will
those out.
roll.
Indeed.
Yes, they will.
Indeed. All right, let's talk a little bit about some Samsung announcements that happened this last week, TV related. So Samsung has finally shown off their Onyx theater screen.
Oh, I'm excited for this.
34-foot screen for theaters. It is 4K, which is a higher resolution than most theaters anyway.
Right.
Are theaters only doing 1080p?
No, they're 2K.
It's almost 1080p. Wow, that's horrible.
So this one will be up to 4K, and it's using their micro LED technology.
Oh, really?
So you'll get 100% black, 100% bright.
That will burn out your eyes. A
It's-
screen that big.
It's going to be
It'd be
so
awesome.
bright. Yeah, like in the article I read, they were even saying things like planning theater layouts around this new screen. You're not going to have to use as many ambient lights and things for people to see where they're going during the movie because it'll be that bright.
Right.
So,
10 times brighter than standard cinema projectors.
Will it
Yeah.
be hotter
10
though?
times.
10 times.
Will it run hotter?
Oh, for sure.
Probably. They
I
didn't
would
really go into
imagine
that.
so.
Yeah. But the difference is the heat's going to be generated in front of you on the screen, whereas with the projector, it's back behind in the
you.
booth.
right, where they
but,
can
It'll be
more
good in the
easily
winter.
ventilate it. Yeah.
Yeah, they can ventilate it or whatever. But I'm sure they'll have. Yeah, it will definitely require a kind of a redoing of the theater around the screen because it's completely new technology. The other thing that it hurt a slight hurdle it will have, but Samsung claims to have already overcome this, is on current projector screens. They have speakers behind the screen
Oh,
that
right.
project sound out, so you get a very anchored sound to screen, like sound to characters. Whereas with this, you can't put a speaker behind it because
It's hardware.
it's hardware.
It's not a screen.
Exactly.
Right.
But Samsung says they've already developed speakers that will be placed above the screen, and basically through whatever software and hardware magic will create the same effect as having the speakers behind the screen.
Only bad part is typical movie screens are 45 to 50 feet. The larger theaters are 60 to 65 feet. This
Yeah.
one's only 34 feet.
So yeah, currently 34. I'm sure they could scale it up more as they go, but it's going to be. We're talking about they're at the point now where they'll probably have like 1 or 2 theaters in the country that will have it for the first few years.
Oh,
Do you think they're
So-
apprehensive of doing anything like that, considering
Well,
where the movie industry is going?
I want to say yes, but not so much for that because the biggest issue is the companies that make the projectors right now and the movie industry and the theater industry is very incestuous, meaning that it's kind of one of those, we know what the standard is, we know how these projectors work, and we don't want to buy from anyone else. So Samsung has
Not a lot of competition there. Then.
exactly.
Oh.
Samsung has a big hill to climb with this technology,
So they've
even
got-
though it is better.
So they've got to find some brave people in both the theater and movie
Yep,
community that would be willing to take a leap
exactly.
or sell their stuff for so cheap that
That-
it becomes enticing.
Yeah, that would be another option, which I doubt seeing that early on. 'cause
Right.
This
It's
is
a bad-
brand new tech.
It's a bad line to draw. It's
Yeah.
a bad bar to set for Samsung, right? Or Sony? Is it Sony? No, it's Samsung.
Samsung.
It's a bad line for Samsung to set that bar low
Yeah.
at the beginning.
So I hope it takes off though, because the potential for your movie going experience is very high. The potential for an awesome screen and awesome, depth of the
That'd be so
vision
rad
and everything like that.
To see a movie in 4K that big.
Yeah, that
right.
bright, that big. It's called the Samsung Onyx.
Yep, Onyx is what they're calling it. And in related news, Samsung says they will also start shipping the Wall for homeowners.
Weren't
in
you guys
September.
disappointed by that when you saw it in real life?
Only because we found a seam,
And it was hot.
And it was hot. But you're still talking about, this is TV technology currently for the 1%ers. I mean, it's going to be very expensive. So
They can afford to run their air conditioners.
So when are you going to get one, Jaron?
Next week.
already ordered.
Forget the TV I just bought.
Yeah,
That one's going to turn into a bedroom TV.
No, maybe for my son's room.
Oh yeah, good.
So
call.
are you going to go ahead and pre-purchase his glasses that he's going to need someday? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll just put it right above his bed.
There, mounted on the ceiling.
That way he doesn't even have to move his head to watch.
I know. He will never come out of his room. Parenting will be so much easier.
Seriously, though.
That's the key. That's the whole key. Just remember that, James. The whole key. The more vegetative you can get your child.
We're doing 2 years no
The better.
screens. Yeah,
No, you're not.
yeah. We
First
are.
time parent, Owen. Give him a break.
Right. That's cute. That's so cute.
That's what we did with our
Don't
first.
talk down to me.
I wasn't down. That's adorable, James.
Our first child, no sugar, no TV for the first 2 years.
Oh, we're giving our kid sugar.
Second child, whatever, anything goes.
We're still alive.
Dude, that's why when I went upstairs, I saw your daughter. She literally was sitting in her seat with her 2 legs like propped up and like her arms behind her. I was like, what is this kid right here?
It's just hanging out.
Yeah, just kicking it.
Yep.
Which,
Eating
by
it-
the way,
Eating a
almost
piece of broccoli.
no, she is 2 years now.
No, 14 months.
Screen time's important. I wasn't talking down to you. We fight that battle constantly with my
It's
said-
hard.
Wait,
with my 2.5-year-old.
you just hurt my brain. 14 months is 2 years.
Nope, 14 months. 14 months is 1 year and 2 months.
24 months is 2 years.
Boy, we hurt your brain a lot.
Oh my gosh.
You're so ready for this, James. Your brain's already fried.
Oh my gosh.
At 14 months, he's like, happy second year birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Our baby's 2.
Woo! We made it. Give him a screen.
Give him a screen.
USA.
Oh my gosh.
You
I
said that
so-
with such conviction, too.
I so
Wait, you
fit-
just hurt my brain. 14 months is 2 years.
You have to understand.
I don't
that
know why I thought that.
The people until they're 24 months, you have to do the month. I never understood that. I was like, they're a year and a half.
I agree.
They're a
I
little
think it's
over a
silly.
year.
Yeah, exactly. How
No,
old you
they're
kid? A little over a
17
year.
months.
I want to
20
apologize
But
to
then
the
we
troops.
never would have had this situation with James
That's
right now.
true. No, you know what? Thank you, universe.
That made it worth it.
You really need to come back every episode, James.
I hate so much about the things that I choose to be. I love how I even fit the part today, like the way that I'm dressed. Like I'm not wearing. I'm wearing this stupid. What I'm not even going to describe it. Let's talk about the next thing. Can we talk about the movie thing?
We could see his arms all the way up to his shoulders.
It's wearing a cutoff.
We're on the movies anyway. Can we just go to the movie thing?
Yes,
Gosh dang it.
leading into movies.
All right. Somebody tweeted at
James's contribution.
me. I have more than one.
Oh, okay.
I have an article. Tony.
I'm listening.
So anywho, me and Jaron got in a little bit of a tiff on Twitter.
No, it wasn't a tiff.
We had a thing.
It was a thing. It
It was a
wasn't a
thing.
tiff. I was never angry at you.
Here's the thing. I don't think that you're wrong because of how great these Marvel movies are.
Right,
They are applicable to a different audience. I just thought it was interesting. So what Jaron and I did is we took all of the Marvel movies and we assigned them a school grade, everywhere from A+ down to D-. I don't think we gave a single one an F.
Nope.
And you got to remember too, when we talk about this stuff, it is relative considering how good these movies
Yeah,
are.
so a D- for a Marvel movie. I don't know. It's like a B for.
Yeah, so this is a
An
D-
average movie.
for a Marvel movie compared to other Marvel movies. So, I only had a couple of questions. Where did they go?
Looks like Tony deleted it.
They're right there.
No, there's one right
you got
there.
to Control Z because one of those answers is James and one of those is.
Yeah, you
Oh.
left mine.
You better.
I misunderstood.
Why did you delete it?
You better.
Hang on, just give it a second.
He didn't like your scores.
James's one contribution to his show.
There.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it
Okay.
was a
But the
picture.
but the formatting does bug you, right?
Yes.
Me too.
It's
I
off.
almost did it earlier until I saw what was happening.
I thought that you transposed the picture into text.
Sorry for those people.
No, I don't know
listening.
how to do that.
I didn't actually look at what the content
Outside
was.
of using Adobe Acrobat, I do not know how to do that.
Okay.
Anywho,
Continue.
let's just go through a couple of them because there's a couple. Because like I said, I don't want to get into an argument. I think that your point is valid,
Inevitable.
but like I don't understand your reasoning.
All right.
Okay.
Shoot.
Just to put it into perspective, here was a couple of my grades. A+, a D+, which is the lowest grade that I have.
Very
is
different.
Iron Man 3. Incredible Hulk C-, and Ant-Man and the Wasp C-.
What?
Those were my three lowest.
It makes no sense.
Ant-Man and the Wasp was great.
Yeah, it was great.
It would no.
Yeah.
My top ones, I have 2 A+, which is Avengers Infinity War, and which, to be quite honest and quite frank, if that's where they would have ended the Marvel Universe completely,
It
if
could
that's
have worked.
yeah, I would be
been-
okay with that.
Yeah.
Because you know what? We don't have freaking tragedies in this world. People can't handle them.
Oh, wow.
I can't.
And then
I'm one of those people.
The other A+ is Captain America: Civil War.
Those
And,
are,
Which
those
is
are very
just
good
which
movies.
is just Avengers 3 or right 2.5.
2.5.
So the
2.5.
movies he just mentioned,
Well.
I rated Infinity War B-, and Civil War B-.
Why?
I think I agree more with James on these ones.
Why?
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, okay.
I like the more personal stories in the Marvel universe rather than the overarching.
What were your A pluses?
Ant-Man was your A+? That was one of your A pluses?
Yeah, I loved Ant-Man.
Ant-Man was him just. They wanted to put out another movie.
So Ant-Man to me was.
Yeah, a good movie.
I
was
wasn't
good, though.
expecting much out of it. I left the theater laughing hysterically. I absolutely loved it. And I think Ant-Man and the Wasp probably technically is a better movie, but the first time I saw Ant-Man, it was so
See?
great. I wasn't expecting,
Now-
such greatness.
Now you understand how I feel about Avengers, the first Avengers movie.
See, and that's why I couldn't give it anything less than an A.
Agreed.
Was for what it was when it came out. To
Oh,
see
man,
all of
it-
those characters.
It blew my mind.
I still remember seeing Iron Man 1, and I think it was a cutscene that you could see Captain America's shield in the background.
Yeah.
And it like
It was
blew
in
my
the background
mind
of his workshop
that they would insinuate that they were in the same universe.
at
And
the time. Yeah.
At the time.
So some of my higher rated ones: Captain America: Winter Soldier A+,
Great movie.
Ant-Man A+. I loved Winter Soldier. Like, is more of a personal story for Captain America himself.
Sure.
And the action was just so cool.
It's a very
in it.
good movie.
Yeah. And Guardians of the Galaxy A, Black Panther A, Ant-Man and the Wasp A, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 A-, Thor Ragnarok A-, Spider-Man Homecoming A-, Iron Man 3 A-. Those are my top.
Iron Man 3, really?
I loved Iron Man.
There's
Iron
a lot
Man
of people
3
that will
is
fight you on that
is
one.
a D+ at best.
No.
I think Iron Man 3 is a better movie than Iron Man 1 and 2. Iron Man was more revolutionary at the time, so
Yeah.
I get why people rate that higher. I
Yeah,
have no
Iron
problem
Man,
with
I
that.
gave an A-.
Iron Man is a great movie. I love it. But I think Iron Man 3, it really focused on the character more.
Yeah, dug into its character.
Yeah,
a lot.
For sure.
I thought the whole sequence where he lost his suit and everything, and he did all that stuff with just stuff that he put together on the spot.
He MacGyvered.
Yeah, he MacGyvered. I thought that was really awesome. And the whole part with the kid, I thought that was good too.
See, and that's what's great is like that was a movie that I think I would have loved more had I had been 15 or 16. But it's just weird to me, like rooting for a
Ooh.
Spider-Man. No, it's nothing wrong with the movie.
Are you calling me 15 or 16?
No. I'm just saying, like,
Just
I just
intellectually.
feel weird rooting for a kid that's almost half my age.
Why?
I don't know. It's just weird.
You're going to be
me.
a horrible parent.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what parenting is.
No, he'll be fine. And that whole thing was just meant to make you feel something for the kid, but I didn't feel anything for the kid relationship. I just
You're
like,
a sociopath.
well, that aside, I did like Tony Stark, MacGyver and stuff.
Yeah.
I think
That's it.
you've all incredibly underestimated the greatest Marvel movie of all time, The Incredible Hulk. That's an A+.
Get out.
I don't remember which ones are which, but I like them
So,
all.
anywho, check the show notes for the complete lists, or follow Jaron or I on Twitter, and they are both up there. It's
I
just,
request that
this
you
is-
add those into text form.
This is-
What sheet did you use to make those
is-
make those grades?
I think I used OneNote.
I used Excel, of
Yeah,
course.
he used Excel.
Of course. Actually, not of course. Why did I say
A
that?
horse, of course.
Of course.
Last question for you. Why do you like the bigger movies better? The ones where everyone comes together.
I think I fall into the same camp as James on that one.
Yeah.
I like the ensemble movies better.
And it's epic. There's times that I don't think in any of the smaller movies outside, and I count Guardians of the Galaxy 2 as a smaller movie, which is kind of weird, but where I would tear up. And Infinity War and Captain America Civil War, there was several times that, I mean, it's not sad, it's the epicness of the moment of like, I don't know. I can't explain it, but it made me feel emotions.
They're just more impactful for James.
Yeah.
Made you feel things.
But that's what's kind of cool is like I wasn't I'm not a big fan of Black Panther, like at all. But I understand how
I loved Black Panther.
important
liked it.
that
No.
movie is for.
I get that it was
for
just
everybody?
I get that it was just technological filler so that they could have them in the Infinity Wars and not be like, wait, who are these people? So
Disagree.
But that's the thing.
Always
Is
wrong.
like, I'm not gonna. I don't understand the people out there that are like, I don't like this, so this shouldn't exist.
Oh yeah, those people
know what
are
I mean?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. You do you. I'm not gonna see Black Panther more than once, but if you want to own it on DVD, go for it.
I've seen
I
it
don't care.
3 times now.
I actually saw it on your TV down here.
It's-
Holy moly,
It's
your
not.
TV.
It's not bad. It's great.
No,
Like,
yeah, it's relative.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's a part of it.
Anywho.
Just like a book. I look at the whole Marvel universe like a book. There's some chapters that I'm like, okay, just get through this, hoping that my character's point of view will come up sooner and that I will enjoy it. I look at them all as a whole, like kind of like when I read a book.
And see, that's how I
Yeah,
felt
I
about
could see that.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, I literally watched that movie to get to the end credits because I heard that somebody says the title for the next Avengers movie
That's
in
not
the end
true.
credits.
No, that's
No, they
not
don't.
true, yeah.
And the second end credits was a big middle finger, in my opinion.
That
but
was good. I love the
What do you
second end
mean?
credits.
Wow. Okay, spoilers. The ant at the drum set.
Oh,
you already
yeah.
saw that.
That was
So?
dumb. That was dumb.
That's good.
No,
No, I wasn't a fan of that
No,
either.
it wasn't good at all.
I was like, oh, it was almost like they were trying to adhere to the jokes come in threes.
I
and
think
like,
they're.
we gotta
I
have
think
this
that, yeah, I
third.
think they're getting a little bit tired of the stingers at the end, which in
they
the
really shouldn't.
Ant-Man versus the Wasp is very apropos.
I just-
calling them stingers.
I'm kind of like your friend, our friend, Jimmy Martin, in the fact that like if I check my watch or I get fidgety, then that's kind of like a bad movie to me. And that's, dude, I got so fidgety during Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I did not.
And see, that I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like,
I have to
you
watch
know,
it still. I still haven't seen
I think you like it.
I still haven't seen Solo, man.
it. Me neither.
Oh, Solo, if
I
you
hear it's
guys are
really good.
part of the problem. You're the reason why I didn't do well. You're the
Oh.
reason why I'm not getting more Star Wars in my life.
I think Disney's finally
think-
going. I guess we can't put out a movie every year with Star Wars and have it work out.
But they can do 3 Marvel movies a year.
Yes, they can. They've got us. They've got us hand. We only have so much money to hand them.
It's because they worked up to that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Maybe I should
Suddenly they're like, Star Wars.
Maybe I should try harder in the Star Wars franchises.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about Mastercard and their outage.
Oh man.
Who
So-
uses Mastercard?
And why are we talking about this?
Many
Because
people.
it ties into crypto.
Does
So-
this have to do with coin?
Oh, of course.
So I first of all I want to say thank you to Jaron publicly, and the universe should too for he ditched a little bit of his Bitcoin, and now the bull market's coming back.
Thank you, Jaron.
Thank you, Jaron.
You're
it's up to
welcome.
what 7.7K now.
Yeah, 7,700 ish.
Yeah, somewhere right around there. So also if you subscribe or mine altcoins, they're also up.
No, barely
not.
though. That's
Barely
that's
not.
this is the weird part.
That's
is
the
because
weird part is that normally they rise in tandem
and
It's
fall
track-
in tandem.
But
The weird thing is I haven't sold Ripple yet, and that hasn't gone up at all.
That will
Sell
never
your
go
dang
anywhere.
Ripple, so mine's worth more.
Yeah, please.
Oh, I understand.
How's Sia Coin doing? guys, how's Sia Coin doing?
They're all about
That's my
where they
retirement.
were.
That's your retirement.
They're
It's-
all about where they were a month
it's at-
ago.
it's
I just
at
need him
less-
to hit $1.
It's at 0.
Dang it.
Yeah. But Bitcoin's up. I predict that it. I mean, take this as a grain of salt, but I predict that it's going to go. The other coins will follow suit. I mean, a lot of my coins did recover when Bitcoin started rising. I have my hand in a bunch of altcoins, so I was really sad to see some of them at $5.
What
that
are
were
you
then
currently mining?
Ethereum. I went back to full on Ethereum instead of NiceHash. 'cause
That was what started us on this journey.
Yeah.
Mining Ethereum.
What can one of your machines get a month?
Right now, a month I'm pulling out. Oh, it's 7 cards. I have 7 cards total,
Okay.
and for those 7 cards, they'll pull about. I mean, with the crap market right now, probably 380 a month.
Oh, that's not bad.
So almost
it's passive income.
like 3/4 of an Ethereum. Roughly.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Okay.
income means?
Yes.
Revenue minus expense,
I have no expense on it. Free power,
Yeah.
except the cards themselves.
except for the cards themselves.
You haven't
So
paid
one-
those off yet with the
I'm close.
close?
Yeah, I'm close.
Nice.
I've come in pretty good on those.
So what does this have to do with MasterCard?
Well, Mastercard had an outage, and when Mastercard, besides the point that Mastercard's actually a very popular card, Jaron, even though You're a Visa.
I was the one
apparently you're a
that.
Visa whore.
How do
Hey,
you know?
remember when you guys asked who uses Mastercard? Sounds like it's Owen.
A lot of so
A lot of people do.
So Capital One, bro, Mastercard.
I have
Anyway,
Capital One.
Yeah,
Capital One does
MasterCard.
Visa too, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
yeah, that's what
But
I
a
have.
lot of corporate, they're very into the corporate world.
Hmm.
American Express, isn't that is Amex pushed through Mastercard?
No, they're their own thing.
Okay. Well, Mastercard had an outage, and it mainly affected Europe, and maybe that's why, because they're 10 years behind us. I don't typically, but
Take that, Europe.
but they you couldn't pay for anything. And so you had all this, even if you had funds in your bank, you couldn't process a payment. It wasn't the vendor's fault or the person at the point of sales problem. It was Mastercard itself.
That's crazy.
And so Twitter, the internet, of course, erupted, and all the crypto supporters out there were like, "Hey, ever heard of Bitcoin?" It was just good. It was just good internet fodder, and it got Bitcoin in the news again, because the more it's kind of like CrossFit. Like the more people talk about it, apparently the better it does.
Mm-hmm.
And so Bitcoin started rising, and over the last 2 weeks.
That's not the only reason why it went up recently.
No, and that's I was going to ask you because I couldn't find the other
So
news on that.
What I was reading as well is that it went up recently, also due to Goldman Sachs appointing a new CIO. I think.
Oh, really?
Anyway, a new super higher up guy who is more open to things like cryptocurrency
cool.
and stuff like that.
Oh, and I also found out that the guy that one of the main supporters of Litecoin
Mm-hmm.
said everybody should own one Bitcoin before they own any altcoins.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And
One whole Bitcoin.
one whole Bitcoin.
Forget that.
before you do any
Yeah.
altcoins.
I disagree.
I as well, since
Does
I
he
don't have
know
one. Never
that-
will.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, you own Bitcoin.
I technically own 5, but I can't get to them.
They're gone
because
nobody owns those.
Yeah, they're
So Tony can own any altcoin he wants.
See, I'm
you
good to go.
Owen,
Yeah, you're good.
you can't.
Owen, do you want one of my 5?
No.
I bequeath my imaginary 5
I-
coins that I cannot. My
Yes!
intangible 5 coins.
This is my proof that if I ever recover that hard drive, come on, universe,
I'll give you
that
one.
I get to have them.
One, I
One.
said.
One.
It's not a hard drive recovery. It's remember the private key.
Oh yeah, which
Which
was
I-
on the hard drive.
Come on, how hard could that be to crack?
Just guess it.
I tried.
Set your.
I
set
tried
your-
32 random characters. I couldn't get it.
You didn't.
Are
do
you
it?
serious?
No.
I tried 32 random characters and it didn't work.
Tried 32 times.
Dang it, universe.
Come on.
So yeah, I mean, if you got some crypto, you'll see that your balance is a little bit higher than normal because it's up a couple grand from. I mean, it was getting to the point where a lot of people in the circles I'm running in were selling their gear,
Yeah.
because the break-even point is for power, even with the cheapest power. if you
That's
had to
kind
pay
of what
for
it is for me right
Yeah.
now.
So
That's why you have a gaming machine now.
Yep.
Yep.
Instead of a
pulled
miner.
Them, pulled them out of the mines. The PC's like, I'll game for you so hard. I will game so hard for you. I'll never give you problems except for Jero.
It's taken like 23-hour naps recently. It's crazy.
Your gaming rig just first of all, when it came up out of the mines, it couldn't see anything.
It's
so
like-
bright out here.
It was covered with dirt, like
and
literally.
all the other miners are like, he chose you. The
He
claw.
goes on to a better place.
I gave it a sponge bath, and it's been so happy ever since.
You wiped it off. You cradled it a little bit.
You let him
did.
know that you let him know that even though he was blind in the cave, he was standing right next to another
Is that-
GPU with your SLI.
Is that
card.
it in there? Right there? Is that it?
That's
Yeah,
it.
That's it.
Oh, look at him. Hey, little buddy.
Yeah.
A little blinky light on the back.
he's
Doesn't
still
he
very-
look so happy now?
He's shy. He's a little traumatized
Oh,
still.
Wait.
There he goes.
I'll
There
wake
he goes.
I'll wake him up for you. Hold on a
Oh,
second.
really? You got him
Yeah.
on the thing?
Wake
Yeah.
on
Yeah, he's got him on the thing.
Hey, Owen,
Jared-
what time did you need to take off, buddy?
soon.
Okay.
Oh, look.
Oh, see,
He's
He's awake.
How did you do that?
His lights turned on.
My
So
phone.
Jaren's enamored by this technology that's been around for a decade called Wake on Land.
Oh, it's so great.
And
It took me literally 10 hours to figure it
He's
out.
just new into it, and so we don't want to steal it from him, but it's really cool.
Hey, can you do yours over the internet?
No, I don't need to.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I don't need to. All right, let's see. What have we not hit on yet?
Did you already talk about your Nest security system?
Nope. Let's see. Gorilla Glass
Owen?
6.
Gorilla Glass 6. Another year, another variation of a Gorilla Glass.
This time with more steel fibers. I don't understand what's new about it.
So now you can drop it up to 16 times before
So-
it cracks, they say, which is a huge, I think they're asking for it. for people to complain about and return their phones.
I only got mine for 14 drops.
Well, the thing, I mean, I like that they're making it more durable. I want a little bit more scratch resistance still, and this will not improve at all the scratch resistance quality.
After dropping my phone and
You're more in line for this
obliterating the screen, I am way in line for this, and I could not be more pleased.
Twice as strong against drops. So, I mean, that's pretty cool.
It is.
So that should be hitting the next generation of phones.
Hopefully soon.
Probably early next year.
And since every manufacturer is putting glass on the back now.
Yeah, this is a good thing.
Yep.
Why did they do that? Can somebody tell me why?
For inductive wireless charging.
Wireless charging.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
It can't go through metal, so it's
Yeah.
either plastic or glass,
Right.
and I guess they're choosing glass.
Well, the Pixel
Did you say
it for no reason.
Nest security system? That's not what he got. All right, so the other thing that was demoed that was pretty cool is the Magic Leap headset.
Apparently, it's not very
Did
cool.
you hear about
Oh, it's not cool?
No,
The story I read.
Magic Leap has had a lot of PR. Like, they've been really kind of shady in what they are doing. Like, just quiet about it. Like, they've kept it really close to the chest.
Maybe I was just reading a press release, so it looks
Yeah.
cool,
Hey,
like from Magic Leap.
So you've seen the original videos, right? Like somebody's at a gym, like high school gym, and a big
Right.
whale comes up out of the floor.
Yeah.
Looks amazing. Looks nothing like that.
So when I said the
Oh.
name Grant Morrison, what do you think of?
He's a comic
Comic
book
books.
writer.
So that's what the news that I saw. Magic Leap signs content deal with comics giant Grant Morrison.
Like
Which-
he's going to produce content for it or something?
Yeah, that's what it says.
The demo that's going around the internet right now, it's this little horrible graphics like a phone would produce, little rock guy that
Like
chucks very slow rocks at you. And
Very
it's-
slow rocks.
And it's slowly tumbling through the air. And I mean, yes, it's kind of like ARKit on the iPhone. The little dude is stationary, and the rock when it hits a wall, it actually explodes, which is cool.
Oh, that's nice.
So the headset can detect what a wall is, and it'll destroy the rock when it hits it. But it's pretty underwhelming right now what they're showing.
So they teamed up with Scotland-based Square Slice Studios, which is co-founded by
Grant
Morrison. So a lot more watered down than the news headlines put it out there to be. But still pretty cool.
The headset itself looks really nerdy, so it'd be very limited use, I think. But they really need to up the graphics potential of this thing if anyone's going to buy into it.
Tegra X2. Come on, guys. Just use the Tegra X2.
Come on, guys.
Come on, Nintendo.
Tegra.
Yeah,
I mean-
Nintendo too.
I mean,
Yeah, they've got
Magic Leap.
they've got that set up for use with them, right? The Tegra X2 in the Switch.
No, it's the X1
Oh,
in the
Tegra
Switch.
X1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think we got time for two more stories. Owen, what do you want to talk about?
So one of the ones I have is, you guys remember Project Loon?
Yeah, from Google?
Yeah, you know their internet service, and they're like, oh, it'll never happen.
Yeah.
It happened.
Huh?
They've just signed their first contract with
Did it, though?
Africa.
Did it actually happen?
in Africa?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So did it happen?
just like the rains down there. Anyway, you can put some music in right there, Tony.
I will not.
Toto?
That's the one I was going for. So they got Project Loon. They've got it in Kenya. But that Project Loon, if you don't know what it is, it's internet service in these high
It's
flying balloons.
Yeah, basically wireless repeaters
Yeah.
spread out that
Which-
broadcast a Wi-Fi. For
I'm all
people to
for
use.
this. I'm all for this because I
Yeah,
think
it'd be
that,
weird if you were against it.
Well, I mean, like for third world countries like that are completely repressed, I think information is like the key to freedom.
Do you mean oppressed?
Oppressed?
Yeah.
Would I say
Repressed.
What
It's
is
almost-
repressed?
repressed is like,
Like
it got
when-
pressed again. Repressed. Like I repressed the button.
Nailed it. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Anyway, oppressed. Like where information is really oppressed.
Yeah.
I think that information is like the key to freedom. When you free somebody's mind with information.
Absolutely a key.
And so I think that anytime you can give something to somebody that can't be taken away by a warlord or like a communist government, I think it's great. And nobody has airspace rights to where these balloons will be at.
And they should be high enough up that
Most people
they won't be able to do anything
developed
to them
companies will be able to shoot them down. Obviously, the U.S. could shoot down one.
Well, obviously,
Russia,
if you
but-
had like missile
yeah,
capability
But
or
like-
low, yeah,
but like North Korea probably not going to be able to shoot one of these down.
you need high
Or
atmosphere, high atmosphere level
Or
Art-
Africa?
artilleries.
Yeah, they don't have developed aerospace technology.
No, I just like how you said like South
The
Korea
whole-
or Africa.
Or, well,
Went from a country to a continent.
Yeah.
yeah, North Korea's a country.
Yeah, but
Africa's not a country.
South Africa is a country.
Oh, it's a continent.
Yeah.
There's lots of countries in there.
There
Are you being real with me right now?
Yeah. You've said dumber things, James.
No,
So
I have
I
not.
think it's fair.
Hey, James, how many months in 2 years?
Yeah. So
No, I don't have to answer that.
I still have a positive debt on you for that.
What is it?
So many things.
Hey, we want him to come back.
I know.
all
Oh,
right?
right.
Oh,
Don't
ruined it.
scare
Sorry.
him off too
Sorry.
much.
When I get attacked,
Can I go to the
attack-
restroom?
No, you may not.
From here on
You
out,
might leave.
From here on out, 2 years is 14 months. All right.
Anyway.
Cool. Yeah. I'm excited to see where that goes because it has a lot of potential. Because one of the neat things about it is it's easier to develop a network using that than it is to dig post holes and run wires and all that jazz.
Get approval from countries that are like, how about you pay me this? Like, it kind of
So
gets
how
around.
does the balloon stay up there? Does it have to come down and then they refill it and then they put it back up?
think
It's
helium?
basically like a weather balloon.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You know, just stays up there.
High atmospheric.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're above most airspace legality, so it's kind of how they're getting around it.
How far away are we from actually just putting Wi-Fi signals on satellites and then just setting up in a global
Facebook?
grid?
Facebook's actually launching their own internet satellite soon.
I
A
thought
lot of
they
companies.
canceled that, didn't they?
I thought so. I don't know. I know it's in the works though.
That was one
Did
of the
a-
things that Elon Musk talked about too for
Yeah.
a while.
Did a bunch of senators come together and try to guess at what he was trying to do
Well,
and then didn't understand it? And then
I
had
don't
their
know. That dude.
grandkids come over.
Yeah, but then he called someone a pedo. So
Yeah.
He
I
hasn't had
cannot-
a good. He hasn't had a good month.
No.
I cannot
no, not
at
believe
all.
how
Yeah.
fast the internet turned on him. I thought he was internet immune.
No.
no, not even close.
Nobody
dude.
is.
Nobody is.
So I never anger the internet ever. That's
Dude.
my rule.
Try
you
not
remember
to,
that
anyway.
Funeral Taters YouTube channel that I tried pushing out there?
How'd that go? Did that anger the internet?
Dude, you try creating something that the internet doesn't want. Holy moly.
Oh,
They slap back.
Dude, I had people tell me go get cancer.
are you serious?
I had people who tell me to go kill myself. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Need a hug?
Do you have these
Dude,
comments still?
Oh yeah,
Did
I'm
you-
making
I
a
wanna
Funeral
see
Taters
'em.
video on like mean internet,
Yeah.
Jeez.
particularly on Reddit.
Mean YouTube comments.
I
That is
deleted a couple of them because they
terrible.
were tied to. If I need to start a different
new handle?
Reddit, yeah, for specifically for that because the one that I have right now is I'm not one of those redditors that like is secretive because I don't have really anything to hide
The
because I don't
internet-
post
the-
mean stuff really.
The internet
Yeah.
will come after you.
But yeah,
They will
find you.
they will find out where I work.
like your armpit hair.
Just like they did to Ken Bone.
Yeah, that's right.
Lovable,
Ken Bone.
squishy Ken Bone.
They went back and they're like, this guy likes anime porn.
This
Where's
guy likes
dirty,
anime porn?
dirty whore?
Here's
and
the
he
thing
thinks
about-
pregnant girls are pretty.
Yeah.
Get him.
Here's the thing about the internet, right? And the thing with James Gunn, which one of us hasn't thought a dirty joke is funny? Hasn't thought like
Oh, yeah.
something, you know?
Well, there's thinking dirty jokes are funny, and then there's the things that he did say in his tweets.
Yeah.
Those are a different level.
You can never be sorry enough, though, and you can never erase
I
your
just
posts.
I've said so much
and you
stupid
can't change
stuff,
enough.
but like I just whatever.
Yeah. We're done with that topic. Moving along. James,
I
was
gotta
there
use the restroom.
was there another thing you want to talk about?
Just check the show notes. I actually put an interesting article in there.
He must
pertaining
really,
to, like,
you
need to
really
go.
gotta
You're
go.
using-
I really got to go
you're
to
u-
the bathroom. But it's about
Using the internet
a couple
wrong.
of different. Yeah, you're using the internet, especially when you're. I already drank all of it.
No,
That's
you,
why I have to go
you
to the
pee
bathroom.
in it.
Can I really?
no.
please no.
Absolutely not.
I
Way
mean,
too-
you'd have to get your thingy through the
I would
sharp
open it
aluminum
up.
opening.
I'm not circumcised. It'll be
I need
fine.
an adult.
Either way, I'm coming out of the other end.
You saw what happened on The Office when Dwight tried to do that.
I did
not end well for him.
spray. But anywho, it's just a couple of apps. If you're going to be producing anything and putting it on the internet, you just need to go in. Obviously, marketing 101 is know your audience and make sure you use apps appropriately. If you're doing something that is like Funeral Taters and it's kind of funny and targeted towards more younger audience, maybe Pinterest isn't the way to go, but it's just a top 5 list of apps that you can be using differently, like if and then statements with using Facebook Messenger to your advantage, which I actually wanted to talk to you about after this with setting it up for Geek Show and Gadget Spot, to where if anybody has any questions or they want to contact the show, it's basically using that kind of stuff to our advantage versus right now, I'm sure we don't have anything set up like that. So
You
we're
are
kind
correct,
of at a
sir.
disadvantage.
What were the 5 apps?
Well, it's 5 different websites. It's one that I'd never heard of before. It's like Quora or something like that. Quora.
Yeah, I know that.
Stumble upon
QUORA. I've
Facebook
heard of it.
Messenger, Pinterest,
Flickr.
Flickr. Yeah.
Flickr's still
It's just-
around.
Yeah, but it has interesting ways that you can use those kind of websites. Anything that you're producing on the internet, make sure you put it on stumbleupon.com. Like, it doesn't sound like it would work.
No, that service is shut down.
No, it changed over to something else. It's
what?
not stumbleupon.com anymore. It's something else.
It's called Reddit.
No. I believe if you go to stumbleupon.com, it shows what the new
redirects.
one is. Yeah. But anywho, yeah, I'll finish that up later. But go check it out. It's in the show notes. I'm going to go pee.
I'm just trying to stall to make him stay here longer.
Oh, gosh dang it, Tony.
All right. I think, was there anything else you wanted to hit on there, Owen or Jaron?
Yeah, the 8-Bit Do is releasing $20 DIY kits
yeah.
to make your classic controllers wireless.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you can keep the shell of the controller, and what this is, they send you a logic board that has a wireless chip in it, and you just unscrew the controller, pop it in there, and you may wonder, how do you charge it? Well, my friend, the little port where the cable normally would have come out, that's where you plug in a special charging module thing.
Boom.
It's
Chargeable.
really cool.
And so if you've got old controllers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can reuse them.
If you want to keep the feel of your old controller, because all it's replacing
Doesn't-
is the internal, so
doesn't 8-Bit
it'll
Do-
feel exactly the same.
Don't they sell a version that's fully baked though?
Yeah, they do. For
They do.
sure.
Okay.
This is for if you just want to have it with your old controller.
Oh, so if
Yeah.
you accidentally found one at like a thrift shop or something, you could. Because who still has those?
Lots of people.
I
Yeah.
guess. I guess.
Lots of people.
Twyman has a bunch
I was
of
gonna
them.
say. I guess Twyman probably
Yeah.
does. And there's lots of people like Twyman out there, so I can see how he would.
But
he'd be all about it.
Yep.
You'd be able to use it on the computer. So if you have a what's it called, an emulator on your computer, you can use it there, or you can get a wireless adapter for your console of choice.
Yep.
I do have an emulator, and that's been the worst experience on my PC playing Nintendo games.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
trying to form those down into mouse and keyboard controls.
Sucks.
Yeah, it's
So
horrible.
horrible.
Yep.
That's it.
All right, cool. Anything else, Owen?
Nope.
good?
I had a story in there about GPS hacking, which was really cool.
Well, do you want to talk about
do
it?
Do you guys want to hear the story?
Sure.
They did a study on GPS hacking, and most I'll run through it. I'll give you the watered down version.
Are you talking about
basically.
GPS hacking when it comes to Pokemon Go?
Nope.
Dang it.
When driving. So they found, these researchers found they were able to subvert like 60% of cars to go where they wanted to go.
Wait. They use the GPS hacking to
So Raspberry Pi. They use a Raspberry Pi, and
they tell people to turn wrong.
GPS works by finding the closest public civic antenna
Uh-huh.
and going off that. What if you make a Raspberry Pi into a GPS signal?
Oh.
Then you own
and you spoof it.
and then you control turn-by-turn directions. They were able to change the direction of like 49 out of 50 taxis in New York.
Oh my
Like to go
gosh.
turn-by-turn direction to go where and they're like, we could make them go where they wanted. We can make them go through they'll still get to the destination. We can make them go through bad neighborhoods, questionable neighborhoods. We can control the route. Imagine if you're a limo driver or a Secret Service driver for the president,
Oh,
and they're
man.
like, I'm going to reroute you through this.
That
place.
sounds like something you'd see in a movie.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's like Mission
Hey,
Impossible style.
Did they turn those Raspberry Pis into N64 emulators?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No, we need.
I was just wondering.
No, I don't think they did.
Oh, okay.
But
so does that work with phone GPS too, or
yeah.
just like
so it connects to anything that hooks to a GPS signal, the free public antennas that are out there, basically. And so you
But
have
that
to be really close, first of all.
Yeah.
So the device is either best. So obviously in their testing, they had it like in a suitcase on their person because they
Okay.
were getting in a taxi and completely controlling it.
okay?
But then, and the developers or the guys running it would then SSH into it from like a remote site. So the receiver has to be really close, which was, I mean, they said like on the car, like directly attached underneath, but they also said they had pretty good success, less success percent. You can actually go read the article for the percentage. The article's really cool because they go in depth about how they scientifically did this. But if you're following in a car behind, it can even work. Like it's not as quite as accurate. You don't get as much control because there's the opportunity that the GPS signal on the vehicle
Will get lost
will
or
pull
pull.
from a legit source.
Yeah, that's stronger signal.
Yeah. So I mean, it's always kind of been my fear about GPS. Like I don't even memorize addresses anymore. I didn't or how to get somewhere. I didn't remember how to get to Jaron's house for months.
Yeah.
What are we doing for like
true.
2 months now? So we moved the podcast over to Jaron's house, and I was like, just take me there with GPS. I've got the coordinates. And then my phone died one time, and I'm like, I'm lost.
There's
I'm
actually
completely lost, and I've been to Jaren's house like 3 times.
Yeah, there's actually a really funny part that's similar to that in the first episode of the latest Linus Tech Tips Scrapyard Wars.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever watched that? You need to check that out. It's really interesting.
Is
on
that like
Linus
a
Tech
cable
Tips.
TV show, or is that
No,
on
it's YouTube.
I really like Linus Tech Tips.
So-
I've gotten into those a lot recently.
Yeah, watch the Scrapyard Wars. You can go back and watch all of them. They all have them all on YouTube. But basically, it's a competition between 2 groups or 2 people to build the cheapest but best gaming computer.
Oh.
So using whatever, either stores or Craigslist or whatever.
Right.
But this time in this new series they just launched 2 days ago, their rules are this time no internet use.
Oh, really?
No internet use whatsoever to get their parts. That includes GPS on your phone, regular GPS, anything that basically connects to a network they cannot use.
Oh.
So they're in their hometown, but they don't know how to get anywhere because
'Cause
they're
they're like-
so reliant on GPS.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to watch.
It was pretty creepy to like read this article and realize how easily, because they're like, it's a Raspberry Pi, and Raspberry Pis are available en masse now.
Oh yeah, you
Like,
can get them anywhere.
and
cheap.
and to have these guys say, yeah, I took a Raspberry Pi, this software. I mean, in the article they don't go into like how they configured it or whatever, and they also didn't go into whether that violates any of the FCC rules, like pretending to be a GPS signal, which
Right.
I'm sure that probably violates
I would hope so. There's rules against
that.
Laws.
But yeah, laws there. But it was pretty cool. They were like, we could turn this car into oncoming traffic. We could send it a route we don't want it to. It doesn't necessarily need to
Well,
go.
now when you say turn it into oncoming traffic, you mean give it
Wrong way.
directions that
Down
will
a
turn
wrong
it.
way
Yeah,
street.
you can't actually control the car.
No,
like a remote control
no.
car.
But I mean, we're only one step away from that with smart cars, right?
That's true.
Like, so
Watch the Fast and the Furious. They did it.
They did it. How hard can it be?
That part was so unbelievable.
Yeah, like most of the movie.
But
Yeah.
Charlize Theron, sure.
I'll watch
I'll buy it.
Yep, I did. I totally did watch that. I didn't buy it.
I love
But,
Charlize Theron so much.
Yeah.
We just saw Mad Max again a couple days ago.
Oh,
basically-
That's a cool movie.
That's
I'll
such a good
basically
movie.
watch whatever she's in.
Have you seen the
I
hot
don't-
ones that she's on?
Yeah, it's a good one.
That one's a good one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so check it out. The article we'll put it in the show notes, but the article is pretty cool and also very scary at the same time if you depend on GPS.
Yeah. Well, GPS has ruined us, just like having a phone in general. We don't
Yeah.
memorize phone numbers anymore.
I don't even know my
You know?
son's phone number. I
Yeah.
tried.
Hold on, your son has a phone?
he has diabetes type 1, so we have to keep a cell phone on him.
That's a good thing to come out of diabetes, though.
There you go. There you go, James.
Silver lining.
So,
His son gets
he
a
was
phone.
he was about to be like, no screen time and no phones. I can't believe you give your kid a cell phone, but I was ready.
Flip flops on there.
Oh, I don't care how you parent your kids.
Okay.
That's great.
No, we keep it. It's for his numbers. We can keep track of his numbers. Anyway, good
Like,
times.
like his phone numbers?
no,
no, his
glucose,
blood sugar.
blood glucose numbers.
Why do you need to know that if he's diabetic?
All right, we're done.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, James. We recommend that you come and join us more often.
Truly.
I would like to be back next week.
I don't see a problem with that.
Me neither.
So 1 week from today.
Oh no, 2 weeks from now.
Oh.
What?
Next episode.
This is a
Remember we're-
bye.
Bi-weekly.
I thought it was
Weekly.
every week.
No.
What?
And
You
you,
haven't been
and
gone
you
that
say
long.
you listen to our
yeah,
podcast.
that makes me question,
Yeah.
James,
Huh.
whether or not you were up to date on our podcast. See, I need to learn how to do that.
Everything's
'Cause when I
forgiven.
did it, it sucked.
Because of that, everything's forgiven.
Are we gonna stay after and do some Patreon stuff after today?
I gotta bail.
I,
I would
let that.
I'll let Jaron look at my tattoo and critique it and be mean.
Oh, don't do that to yourself.
Yes, he will. He will.
All right, we're done with this episode. That's it. We're out. Owen, finish us off.
Hey, we hope you care.
Gadget Spot.